Across our planet, a silent transformation is underway. It's a change often subtle, sometimes dramatic, but always profound. It's the creeping advance of rising waters, a force reshaping our coastlines, our communities, and our future. This isn't a distant threat, it's a present reality, impacting millions and demanding our immediate understanding. From the bustling deltas of Asia to the serene shores of island nations, the evidence is clear. Sea levels are not just rising, the rate of their ascent is accelerating. This documentary explores the mechanisms behind this phenomenon, the real-world consequences it's unleashing, and why this silent devastation demands our urgent attention. To understand the present, we must first look to the past and to the fundamental science at play. For centuries, our oceans have maintained a relatively stable level, fluctuating with natural cycles. However, in the last 100 years, a clear deviation has emerged. The primary drivers are well understood: thermal expansion of ocean water and the melting of glaciers and ice sheets. As our planet warms, the vast volume of ocean water absorbs a significant amount of that heat. Like most substances, water expands when it gets warmer. Even a small increase in temperature across the enormous global ocean can lead to a substantial rise in overall volume. This process, known as thermal expansion, accounts for a significant portion of observed sea level rise. Concurrently, the world's glaciers and ice sheets are diminishing at an alarming rate. From the towering ice masses of Greenland and Antarctica to the mountain glaciers in the Himalayas and the Alps, these frozen reservoirs are melting into the sea. This meltwater, once locked away as ice, adds directly to the ocean's volume, further contributing to rising levels. Satellite data and ground observations confirm these trends. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the United Nations body for assessing climate change, has compiled extensive research demonstrating the undeniable link between human activities, global warming, and the acceleration of sea level rise. Their reports indicate that global mean sea level has risen by approximately 0.20 meters, or about 8 inches, over the last century, with the rate increasing significantly in recent decades. The implications of rising waters are no longer theoretical. They are being felt by communities across the globe, manifesting in various forms of devastation. One of the most immediate and visible impacts is increased coastal flooding. High tides now regularly inundate areas that were once dry, disrupting daily life and damaging property. Even without major storms, what are known as sunny day floods are becoming more common. These nuisance floods occur simply due to exceptionally high tides, pushing seawater into streets, basements, and storm drains. While seemingly minor, they lead to significant economic losses, hinder transportation, and degrade public health infrastructure. Resident, we used to have a wide beach here where the kids could play. Now, with every big tide, the water comes closer and closer to the house. We've lost so much land. It's like watching your home slowly disappear. Beyond urban areas, agriculture is also under threat. Saltwater intrusion, where seawater seeps into freshwater aquifers, contaminates drinking water supplies, and makes agricultural land infertile. This is particularly devastating in low-lying delta regions where farming communities rely on freshwater for irrigation. As sea levels rise, the natural barrier between freshwater and saltwater is compromised. Wells that once provided clean water for crops and consumption become saline, rendering them unusable. This forces communities to find alternative water sources, often at great expense, or abandon their traditional livelihoods. The silent devastation also extends to our natural ecosystems. Coastal wetlands, such as salt marshes and mangrove forests, act as vital buffers against storm surges and provide critical habitats for countless species. As sea levels rise, these ecosystems struggle to adapt. If the rate of rise is too fast, they can drown, leading to a loss of biodiversity and increased vulnerability for human settlements. The economic toll is immense. From the billions spent on rebuilding infrastructure after floods to the ongoing costs of adapting to new conditions, rising waters are a significant financial burden. property values in vulnerable areas decline, insurance premiums skyrocket, and the stability of entire economies can be threatened. The implications of rising waters extend far beyond flooded streets and eroded coastlines. This phenomenon is a profound challenge to human security, economic stability, and environmental justice. It exacerbates existing vulnerabilities and creates new ones, particularly for the world's most marginalized populations. Small island developing states, SIDS, are on the front lines. Nations like Tuvalu, Kiribati, and the Maldives face an existential threat. Their low-lying land offers little defense against the encroaching sea, forcing difficult decisions about relocation and cultural preservation. For these communities, rising waters are not a hypothetical future, but a daily struggle for survival. Expert, what we're seeing is a compounding effect. Rising seas intensify storm surges, making even moderate storms far more destructive. It's not just about losing land, it's about losing homes, livelihoods, and entire ways of life. We're talking about climate migration on an unprecedented scale. The global interconnectedness of this challenge means that what happens in one region affects us all. Disruptions to supply chains due to port closures, mass displacement of populations, and the loss of agricultural land can have ripple effects across international markets and political landscapes. Furthermore, the choices we make today will determine the severity of future impacts. The rate and magnitude of future sea level rise are directly linked to global greenhouse gas emissions. Continuing on our current path means committing future generations to a world dramatically altered by rising waters. This is not just an environmental issue, it is a profound ethical challenge. The silent devastation of rising waters demands our urgent attention, but it does not demand despair. Understanding the science, acknowledging the impacts, and recognizing the interconnectedness of this challenge are the first steps towards building a more resilient future. Mitigation efforts aimed at reducing greenhouse gas emissions are crucial to slowing the rate of sea level rise. Transitioning to renewable energy sources, improving energy efficiency, and protecting our natural carbon sinks are vital. Simultaneously, adaptation strategies are essential for communities already facing the impacts. This includes developing robust coastal defenses, restoring natural buffers like wetlands, and implementing smarter land use planning. From international agreements to local community initiatives, solutions are being developed and implemented. But these efforts require collective will, sustained investment, and a recognition that our shared future depends on our ability to confront this challenge head-on.